With a lot of joy and gratefulness, I start now 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Only 3 chapters remaining now, 16, 17 and 18. 16th chapter is called as Daivāsura Sampad Vibhāga Yoga. Dev is a noun, Daiv is an adjective, Asur is a noun, and Asur is an adjective. So these are 2 adjectives combined together by Sandhi. Daiv, Asur, Sampad, Vibhāga, Yoga. Divine and demonic wealth, division or comparison, yoga. So yoga of a comparison of divine and demonic qualities that can be considered as wealths. So 2 kinds of wealths exist in the world. One are the demonic wealths, which are negative, obviously tamasic, negative, destructive, all those qualities and wealth. Then the other are divine, daivī, right? So what are those divine or demonic qualities or wealth? That is what Bhagavan Krishna is explaining now to Arjuna. First verse, chapter 16th, Daivāsura Sampad Vibhāga Yoga. So don't say Devāsura. Dev is a noun. Dev is God or deity. Daiv is divine adjective, right? Alright, first verse. Abhayam Sattva Sanshuddhi Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti Danam Damaha Yajnaha or Yajnaha Swadhyayah Tapa Arjavam. These are the great divine qualities. Daivī Gun, Daivī Sampad Vibhāga Yoga. So Daivī Sampad are these are the Daivī. What are the one? So Shri Bhagavan Uvach, Blessed Lord spoke, one who is himself highest blessed can bless us all as well. As I keep saying at the beginning of every chapter, Shri Bhagavan Uvach spoke. Thus spake Bhagavan Krishna. Abhayam. First great divine quality is Abhayam. If anyone has fear about anything, no other quality that person can acquire according to the Bhagavad Gita. First quality that we must have is Abhayam, fearlessness, courage, valiance, bravery, whatever word, Virta, all those words. Abhayam, Nirbhaya, no fear at all, right? No fear. Absence of fear, Abhayam. They're not even saying courage or Sahas or Virta, right? They're saying Abhayam. Bhagavan is saying Abhayam, non-existence of fear. You don't have to acquire courage as a reaction to some fear. The fear itself must not exist. That's the real meaning of this word, Abhayam, excellent word. All words are excellent in the Bhagavad Gita. In all Sanskrit literature, Prakrit literature, Pali literature of the great Indian traditions of largest library of libraries is India. As I have learned from Professor Sheldak Palak's work, even though he has criticized Sanskrit and called it a dead language, which many Indians then, of course, rejected and criticized him for saying that. But one thing that I agree with Professor Sheldon Palak is that the Sanskrit was the lingua franca, the most commonly used language for thousands of years in India. And India created the largest ever literature ever produced anywhere in the world for the longest time and for the longest duration, for the longest area, entire South Asia, from Gandhar to Varanasi to modern day Kolkata to Chennai and to Trivandrum, Tiruvananthapuram, which is now Trivandrum, Tiruvananthapuram, right? The infinite Lord's abode is Tiruvananthapuram. Tiru is Lord, Anant, infinite Lord, Puram is abode. Anyway, so entire region was always buzzing with literary activities in all, not just in Sanskrit, but we have the largest and longest and most exotic and exorbitant literature ever produced in Sanskrit and Prakrit and Pali and Malayalam and Tamil and Telugu and Kannada and Marathi and on in Odia and Rajasthani, Gujarati, Dogri, Bengali and on, Avdhi, Bhojpuri. So every state is a huge ocean. So India itself becomes an ocean of oceans. So in that grand ocean of oceans or library of libraries, encyclopedia of encyclopedias, we chose Bhagavad Gita, not just I, but Adi Shankaracharya was the first scholar, the great scholar to write a one of the earliest, or probably the first commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, and then came Swami Vivekananda and Lokmanya Tilak and Mahatma Gandhi and Aurobindo and on, so many more, Pandurang Shastri Athavaleji, Dadaji, so many people, Osho, they wrote or they gave oral commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. So, for example, Osho and Dadaji, they never wrote a single word, but they gave online verbal commentaries, and people, their followers, their listeners, recorded every word that they spoke. So back to the Bhagavad Gita. Abhayam sattva sanshuddhi. Sattva, whatever is the highest, is sattva, is the gist of all the highest qualities. Sanshuddhi, purity, extreme purity, right? Purity of being, fearlessness. Then jnana yoga vyavasthitihi. So perseverance in yoga and knowledge. Perseverance, extreme resilience in yoga and knowledge. Stability, steadfastness. Jnana yoga vyavasthiti, station, seated, established. Danam, of course, donations, giving, charity, right? Damaha, self-control, restraint. Sam, dam, dand, bhed, we say in Chanakya Niti. So by control or by other means. So daman comes, many other references. So danam, damaha cha, yajna cha. Of course, yajna is not just putting things in fire and burning it. Yajna means to bring the entire society together, chant the mantras together, do some socio-spiritual activities together to uplift the entire society. They are all part of the process of yajna. Swadhyaya, of course, the self-study, study of the self, study of the scriptures, as I just mentioned in the beginning of sometime back, just a few seconds back, that we have the largest and most expansive literature ever produced by mankind, by humankind. So Swadhyaya was always highlighted by our culture, and the Bhagavad Gita says these are the divine qualities. Swadhyaya, and then Tapa. Tapa is not just doing meditation and so on, but doing anything with a great focus, meditation and so on. Of course, it involves austerities also and so on. Tapasvi means one who has a determined knowledge, determined goal, and sacrifices everything else to attain that goal is tapa. And Arjavam is connected with Rujuta. Riju, simplicity, innocence, simplicity, uprightness is Riju, and Arjavam are connected. Just as Rishi and Arsh are connected. Arsh Vidya was the Vidya of the Rishis. Rishi and Arsh are connected linguistically. Similarly, Riju and Arjavam are connected linguistically, same root. So Arjavam, simplicity. So that's the first verse of chapter 16th. What are the divine qualities? Abhayam, fearlessness. Purity of being, sattva sanshuddhi. Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi, that is perseverance in yoga and knowledge. Danam, charity, giving, philanthropy, right? Dama, self-restraint. Yajna, sacrifice and socio-spiritual activities. Swadhyaya, study of sacred texts. Austerities, tapa, and Arjavam, uprightness. So those who say that Hinduism does not have this idea of charity and Buddhism brought the idea of compassion into India are mistaken, because Danam is a celebrated quality, is a divine quality, as we just saw in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, first verse. Abhayam is the beginning of the divine qualities, and let's go to second verse now. More divine qualities. Ahimsa. So ahimsa is not just in Jainism or Buddhism, but ahimsa is also celebrated in the Bhagavad Gita. Non-violence, as you know. Satyam, truthfulness. Akrodham, absence of anger, complete absence of anger. Tyagaha, of course, sacrifice. Shanti, calmness. Apaishunam, it's a new word. Apaishunam is not doing slandering activities. Chugalkhori, as it is said in Hindi Urdu. So not saying negatively about anything or anybody. Daya, of course, compassion. Daya bhuteshu, as I learned from Dadaji, Pandurang Shastri Athavaleji, that daya is never for fellow human beings. Fellow human beings, you are equal to them. So you can't be having compassion and feeling superior than other less privileged human beings. Daya is for other beings, non-human species. There you can show your compassion, but with your fellow human beings, you must have the sense of equality, not superiority or inferiority. So there is no daya for human beings, but daya for bhuteshu, other non-human beings. Non-human beings on the world, such as animals and birds and reptiles and so on. So for them you should have daya, compassion. Daya bhuteshu. Aloluptvam, non-greediness. Lolup is being greedy of something or somebody. Aloluptvam, non-desire. Mardavam is gentleness. And here, modesty, that's a new word. Achapalam. Chapal is unstable and flickering. So achapalam, absence of fickleness. Excellent qualities. These are all divine qualities. So non-violence, truth, absence of anger, renunciation, serenity, absence of calumny, compassion for all beings, freedom from desire, gentleness, modesty, absence of fickleness are all divine qualities. Verse third verse, more divine qualities. Teja, radiance, kshama, forgiveness, dhritihi, fortitude, shaucham, purity, adroha, freedom from malice, honesty, na atimanita, absence of extreme pride, false pride, bhavanti sampadam daivim. So these are, now he is concluding, Bhagavan Krishna is concluding the list of the divine qualities. These are all the daivī sampadam. These are all divine wealth, divine qualities. Abhijatasya Bharata, O Arjuna, you're born into this wealth of divine qualities, born to a divine destiny or divine qualities. So these are all the divine qualities. Verse 4 now comes the negative demonic qualities. Dambha, false pride, hypocrisy, darpa, arrogance, abhimanaha, pride, krodha, anger, parushyam, insolence, evacha, ajnanam, of course, ignorance, cha abhijatasya partha sampadam āsurim. These are the demonic qualities. Verse 5th, daivī sampad vimokshaya nibandhaya āsurī mata. The divine qualities will lead you to moksha. The demonic qualities will make you more in bondage. Ma shuchaha sampadam daivim avijataha asi pandava. O Pandava, O son of Pandu, don't be sad, don't worry. Ma shucha, don't grieve, don't worry, do not grieve. You are born into divine qualities, divine destiny, because you are part of the great lineage. So Bhagavan Krishna is always uplifting him psychologically. He is never saying what rubbish you're talking or how stupidly you're behaving. You're a great person born into a divine destiny, divine lineage. So you already are destined to practice and pursue all these divine qualities, is what he's saying. Verse 6. Dvau bhut sargo lokesmin daivāsura evacha daivaha vistaraha prokta āsuram partha me shrunu. O Partha, O Arjun, O son of Pritha. Kunti is synonymous Pritha. O son of Pritha, O son of Kunti, listen to me now. Me shruna. Already daiva vistaraha prokta. I've already spoken a lot in detail about the divine qualities, all these past 15 chapters. Now I'm going to talk about negative demonic qualities in this chapter, chapter 16th. So, dvau bhuta sargo lokesmin. In this world, there are two kinds of created beings in this world. One of divine qualities, one of demonic qualities. I've already explained the divine qualities. Now I'm going to explain the demonic qualities. Verse 7th. Pravrittam cha nivrittam cha janaha na viduhu asuraha na shaucham na api cha acharo na satyam teshu vidyate. So the people of demonic qualities, what kind of they are? They don't understand. Demonical people do not understand. Janaha na viduhu asuraha. The demons, the demonic quality people, the people with demonic qualities do not understand. Na viduhu. Vid is to know. Vedas are to know. Ved gives us the word video. So that same root, viduhu, they do not know. What they do not know? When to act, when to refrain from action. When to act and when not to act is one of the biggest qualities that we have to acquire according to the Bhagavad Gita. If we don't have that sense, we have demonic qualities. So we have to overcome those demonic. So pravrittim cha nivrittim. When to act, pravrittim. nivritim, when not to act. That is the discrimination that we have to pursue in our mind. So then, na shaucham, they don't have purity in their character. Na api, na cha acharah, that good conduct also they are missing. Na satyam, they lack truthfulness obviously. Teshu, in them vidyate, it is known that they lack all these great qualities. No truth, no purity, no good conduct, and no discrimination, when to act, when not to act. What an amazing set of qualities. And then 8th verse, then we stop and then we continue the next time. Asatyam apratishtham te jagat ahuhu anishwaram. They are untruthful. Asatyam apratishtham, they have no stability, they have no basis. Jagat ahuhu anishwaram, this world is absent of any god. It has no gods. Anishwaram. This universe has no divinity. Aparaspar sambhutam kim anyat kam haitukam. So this world runs on desires. As people of opposite come together and have intercourse or union, that is how world is created. That's it. There is no other higher or divine purpose in this world. Who says the people who have demonic qualities say these things. What they say? They say universe is without truth, without basis, without a god, without divinity, brought about by mutual union. How else it is caused by lust alone? So desires make the world running according to people of demonic qualities. So this completes our 8th verse for this time, and we'll carry on next time. Thank you. World Sanskrit Day, I offer my humble salutations, pranam, to the Devvani Sanskrit and all my great teachers, starting with my Panditji, Shastriji, Prabhulalji Shastriji, who used to teach me Sanskrit when I was in grade 6th. Sanskrit started for me in Pali at my school, Mahavir Bal Mandir School, at the grade level 6 Rajasthan board. 6th it started Sanskrit. Then I learned Sanskrit from Ganu Aunty, Vanmala Ganu Aunty, my teacher, Sanskrit teacher, from 6th to 10th. For 1 year in between, I studied Sanskrit in Ahmedabad. Then 11th, 12th, I studied Sanskrit with God Sir. I forget his full name, sorry, but God Sir, I remember his face very clearly, at Rajasthan Hindi High School, Birla Hindi High School, in Pilani. Rajasthan High School was in Ahmedabad. So all these schools had great Sanskrit teachers who instilled the seed of Sanskrit learning in me. I can't thank them enough. I'm blessed to know this language that defined Indian civilization for thousands of years. Of course, Prakrit and Pali are also part of it. But Prakrit and Pali are not easy to learn, unfortunately. There are not enough teachers, not available easily. I'm sure there must be now online classes, but Sanskrit is very easy to learn because I come from Hindi. Those who are of Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, or Bhojpuri, Avdi, or Bengali backgrounds will find it very easy to connect to Sanskrit because the script is very similar or same in Hindi or Marati's case. Also, many words have common origins, right? Actually, Sanskrit has a lot of common origins even with Persian, but we are not going to learn Persian. We can't learn all the languages. But Sanskrit is now easy language to learn because it's available. All teachers are available widely. The classes are available widely, even online. After English, Sanskrit is also the most widely studied academic language across the world. From Mexico to South America to Central America, Mexico, and North America, the Middle East, and of course entire Europe and entire Asia, Japan, Thailand, everywhere you find Sanskrit being offered in one or more universities in almost all countries in the world. I'm sure even in South Africa. So on and on. Sanskrit, because of its linguistic connections with Latin and Greek and Persian, like I mentioned, Sanskrit is studied by linguists, by Indologists, by Hinduism scholars, by Indian philosophy students in India, and on and on. So I offer my teachers in India. I must also offer my salutation, my pranam to my professors at Columbia University, Professor Gary Tuck, then Professor Frederick Smith at the University of Iowa, with whom I studied Sanskrit also at the master's level in New York, and also at the PhD level, doctoral level, with whom we call belovedly, respectfully, Fredji, Professor Frederick Smith, but we call him Fredji. I wish them long life, all my teachers, and offer my pranams. And blessed are those who can read Sanskrit in original Sanskrit without translation. Translation, of course, we need to do, and I've been doing this for Sanskrit, for Bhagavad Gita for last 15 chapters. Now we continue on to 16th chapter, verse 9th. Just enjoy the sounds of Sanskrit words as I speak. Etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmano alpabuddhayah prabhavanti ugra karmanah kshayaya jagato ahitaha. So, daivī and āsurī, divine and demonic qualities are being discussed by Bhagavan Krishna. He just mentioned in previous verses in this chapter 16th that for 15 chapters I told you, Arjun, about the divine qualities, daivī gunaha or daivī gunaha. Yeah. But now I'm going to focus on āsurī gunaha, because you need to know what is dangerous, what can damage you, destroy your whole personality, or all of us. Arjun represents all of us, right? So now he focuses on negativity. Negative qualities is what Bhagavan Krishna is going to discuss about. So, in the previous verse 8 that we did in the last time, that the people of demonic qualities think that this whole world runs on lust. This world was created out of lust, as that is what they say, as Bhagavan Krishna just summarized for us in verse 8th in chapter 16th. Now verse 9th. So what I just read. Etam drishtim avashtabhya. Holding this view, nashtatma, these are the imperished souls. Nashtatma, they are alpabuddhaya, they are of low intelligence. Prabhavanti ugra karmana, they are very aggressive in their actions. Ugra, you know very well. Ugra is in Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, of course, coming from Sanskrit. They are extremely aggressive. And kshayaya jagataha ahitaha, they are just applying all their energies for decay. Kshaya rog, TB, tuberculosis is called as kshaya rog. So kshayaya, for the decay, jagata, the world, ahitaha, for doing wrong things, just to damage the world, destruction. So holding this view, these people of lost soul, nashtatma, of small intelligence, alpabuddhaya, and of cruel actions, ugra karmana. I said aggressive actions, translator says cruel actions, both are, I guess, similar. So they appear as enemies. They are appearing as enemies, kshayaya jagato, of the world for its destruction. That is what demonic people do. The demonic people may not have seen that large thorns or large nails or large teeth, but by their qualities, by their negative qualities, they do demonic things. And we have even today a world full of these demonic quality people, those who are always trying to damage the world, destroy good things in the world, even destroy nature, right? Nature was supposed to be for, not just for upabhog or upayog, it was supposed to be for upasana, as I learned from Dadaji Pandurang Shastri Athavleji, who is also a Sanskrit scholar who passed away in 2003. But in his pravachans for the Swadhyaya Parivar, he always used to say nature, Prakriti, is for upasana, reverence, not just for upabhog or upayog. So demons, people of demonic qualities, are consuming so mercilessly that they end up bring about these destructions and damages to the world. Alright, now, verse 10th. Kamam ashritya dushpuram, dambha, man, mad, anvitaha, mohat, grihitva, asadgrahan, pravartante ashuchi vrataha. Pravartante, they proceed, pravartante, they spread, they move around. Ashuchi vrataha, their vows are extremely impure, inappropriate, unclean resolves, is how translators says here, but inappropriate vows, right? Kamam, desires, ashritya, they are completely surrendered to their desires that are always insatiate. They are never fulfilled. Dushpuram is insatiable desires, always voracious desires. more and more and more and more. They want to consume more, they want to extract more resources from nature, they want to exploit more and more human beings around them, even their family members. They are always about extracting and exploiting. Dambh, all these arrogance, right? Dambh is hypocrisy, exactly. Dambh is hypocrisy. Man, this false pride, arrogance. Mad is also illusion or intoxication. They're anvitaha, they're overwhelmed by hypocrisy, arrogance, and lust. Mohat, illusion, attachment, delusion. Grahitva, they're taken over by delusion. Asad grahan, and they accept all these asad, false notions. They live in this false, imaginary, arrogant, lustful world, and they are consumed by it completely, by their desires. And pravartante ashuchi, and they proceed, they roam around, they move around with their unclean purposes, unclean resolves. Alright, verse 11th. Enjoy Sanskrit. Chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha काम उपभोग aparama काम उपभोग परमा एतावत इति निश्चिताहा. Chinta is, very well, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, many Indian languages have this word. Chinta simply means worry in common language, but chinta can also refer to anxiety, as you know, or thought. Chintam aparimeyam, immeasurable concerns, immeasurable anxiety, immeasurable worries. Pralayantam upashit, until they die. Pralay, until the end of the universe probably, or dissolution of the entire universe. They're all, even in every rebirth, even after their death, they are consumed by these anxieties, concerns, and worries. Upashita, they take refuge in all these things, all these concerns and anxieties. Kam upabhog parama, right? So, gratification of desire as the highest goal. Param, their param goal, supreme goal there is, what is it? Kam upabhog parama, that's to consume and to try to fulfill their desires, which is insatiable, but they keep trying. Etavad iti nishta, so clinging to immeasurable anxiety, ending only in the death of the universe, that is pralaya, dissolution, with gratification of desire as their highest aim, convinced that this is all. Etavad iti nishchita, they're convinced, they're certain that this is all there is to live life, just to try to keep fulfilling your desires. Verse 12th. Asha pash shataihi baddhaha. Wow. What sounds these? Look at these sounds. Asha pash shataihi baddhaha. Sorry, not buddha. Asha pash shataihi baddhaha. Kam krodh parayanaha. Ihante kam bhogartham. Anyayen arth sanchayan. What a wonderful line, so relevant today, even today. Anyayena, arth sanchayan. Arth is wealth, sanchayan, accumulate. Anyayen, by all unjust means they accumulate their wealth. You can think of many world superpowers and how they have collected their wealth by taking all kinds of loan, by extracting and exploiting and damaging and destroying nature's resources and exploiting the colonized societies, colonized nations for centuries. That is what is mentioned here. Anyayen, by injustice, unjustful means. Arth sanchayan. Ihante kam bhogartham, they are always desiring for more and more kam and bhog. Desire and fulfillment of materialistic pleasures. Kam krodh parayana, they are full of, as you can see, kam and krodh, anger and desire. Krodh, when the desires are not fulfilled, krodh. Kam, try to fulfill the desires. Asha pasha shataihi baddha. So these bondages, hundreds of these bondages have engulfed them. Shataihi, shatak as you know is 100, century. Shataihi baddha. So centuries or hundreds of these bondages. So bound by 100 snares of hope, devoted to desire and anger, they seek to obtain by unjust means hoards of wealth for the gratification of their desires. Verse 13th. Idam adya maya labdham, idam prapsyase manoratham, idam asti, idam api me bhavishyati punah dhanam. So this is what they say. They keep saying, they keep telling themselves. What are they saying? Idam adya, today, this maya by me labdham is to be obtained. Idam, this prapsyase, obtain manoratham, these desires I will fulfill. Idam asti, this is it. Idam api me, Bhavishyati punah dhanam, and I'll earn more wealth and I'll fulfill more desires. That is how the world, the demonic qualities control the humans in this world by making them in this spiraling desires, right? Endless desires. And they are always obtained by these desires. Verse 14. Asau maya hatah shatruh hanishye cha aparan api ishwarah aham bhogi siddha aham balwan sukhi. You can imagine Ravan and Kans. Some people say Ravan was great man. No. Ravan was demon not because he had seeing or thorns or whatever, big teeth or big nails or whatever, because he had these qualities. Ravan said, Ishvara aham, I am God. Aham bhogi, world is for me to consume and enjoy. Siddha aham, I am the most accomplished one. Balwan sukhi, I am the most powerful and I am the most happy. Right? So asam, and that enemy has been slain by me. Asam maya hatah shatruhu. Maya, by me. Hatah, slain. Hat and hunt may be most likely connected word. Hunt means to kill, to prey, right? To kill, to damage, destroy, kill. Hata, hanti. Han is the root, yeah. So hata, destroyed, killed. Shatru, the enemies are killed. Hanishye, I will hunt more. I will slay others too. Cha apara. Already my enemies are killed by me. I will hunt more. I will kill more. Hanishye, cha aparan api. Even others I will kill because I am God. I am a Lord, I am the enjoyer, I am successful, powerful, and happy. These are the words of Ravan. Ravan kind of people say these kind of things. You can again imagine world superpower, those who even today live on these kind of demonic qualities. Alright, verse 15. Adhyaha abhijanvan asmi. Adhyaha abhijanvan asmi. Ko anyo kah anyah asti sadrishah maya. Yakshe dasyami modishya iti agyan vimohitaha. So extreme ignorance, extreme dark world of ignorance has engulfed them so much that they think I am Adhyaha, I am the wealthiest, Abhijanvan, I am born of a great lineage, great family. Kaha anya asti sadrashamaya, who is there, who is equivalent or equal of me? I am unparalleled, unmatched. Yakshe, I will do my own sacrifice, my own rituals. Ravana also did rituals. That doesn't make him divine. He is still a demon because he says, I am God. So I am doing rituals for me. Yakshe dasyami. I will, even if I do philanthropy, I do it for my own selfish motives. So I am still a demon. Those who are doing all these things for selfish purposes are all demons. Those who deny any divine power are all demons, according to the Bhagavad Gita's definition. Modishya, I will enjoy, I will rejoice, I will do charity, and I will do even rituals, yajna. But I am still a demon. Iti agyan vimohit. Thus, those are deluded by ignorance because they have rejected the divine phenomenon in the universe and they think I am God. So Hiranyakashipu, Kans, Ravan, Jarasandh, Shishupal are all demons not because they had any demonic physical features but because they had these demonic qualities. So let's stop here and we'll continue. The 16th, the last few shloks, about 8 or 9 left, and we complete chapter 16th also now. So, verse 16th, shlok 16th. Anek chitta vibhranta moh jal samavritaha prasaktaha kam bhogeshu patanti narke ashuchau. I will give a link to the chapter 16 so you can recite with me as I recite. It just clears up our entire system, our vocal cords, our lungs and everything. I think just to pronounce Sanskrit, just to be able to recite Sanskrit verses is such a great experience, and this Bhagavad Gita series has given me a chance to keep in touch with the mother of all languages, mother of many languages, or yeah, that could be a controversial statement because Prakrit people will say that Prakrit was older and Sanskrit people say Sanskrit was older, Tamil people will say Tamil was older. Anyway, all these are great languages and I bow down to all the great languages of India. The script certainly is common in all three. The sequence of vowels and consonants is common in all Indian languages. Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, cha, cha, ja, ja, ya, ta, ta, da, da, na, ta, tha, da, da, na, pa, pha, ba, bha, ma, yara, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha, kshatrajna is common across all South Indian and North Indian Prakrit, Pali, Sanskrit languages. So if that one thing unites entire India, it is this one fact. Grammatical structures, the words are common across many Indian languages, and the sequence of vowels and consonants, swar and vyanjan, is certainly common across all. There is even a hypothesis, and this was told to me by my Professor Gary Tubb at Columbia, that even the way South Indian characters are formed in languages, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam or Telugu, is common with Sanskrit and Devanagari script. Even the script has evolved over centuries. So there is no such thing as Aryan versus Dravidian languages. According to my teacher at Columbia University, New York, Professor Gary Tubb, he would not say this in public or on record. He would not go, because all these are highly politicized debates, and especially Sanskrit scholars I've seen have avoided getting involved in any controversies or debates. They have very silently, like rishis, they just keep their heads down and just keep working on the great Sanskrit texts. They hardly ever interact on the media. So now let's start chapter 16, verse 16th. Chapter 16th, verse 16th. Aneka chitta vibhranta moh jala samavritaha prasaktaha kam bhogeshu. We can't say kam bhogeshu because ma is complete there. Patanti narake ashuchau. Patanti, they fall. Patta, the word for leaf, patta, that which falls. Pat means to fall. Patanti, they fall. What? Who falls? Who fall? Plural, patanti. Patati would be singular, patanti. Plural, narake, in their hells. Ashuchau, most foul hell. Into a foul hell. They fell into a foul hell. Who? The demons, the demonic people, not with those long thorns or whatever, long teeth or long nails, but those that have demonic qualities. Which demonic qualities? They are mohjal samavritaha. They are deluded, covered, engulfed by a network of delusion, mohjal. Right? Aneka chitta vibran. They are always confused. Many minds, as if many confusing thoughts. Right? Dilemmas are always in there, troubling them. Prasaktaha, extremely attached. Kam bhogeshu, extremely attached to kam and bhogeshu. Desires and consumption and instant gratification, all those things. So led astray by many imaginings. I said many minds, translated saying many imaginings. Better way of saying, I guess. Enveloped in a net of delusion, I said the similar thing. Attached to the gratification or desires. Kama bhogeshu, bhog of kam. Right? So gratification or desires, like I said, instant gratification, very similar. They fall into a foul hell. Narak and Swarg. Swarg and Narak are not some physical locations somewhere in the cosmos, but simply that which gives us evil, negative feelings are the Narak spaces, and that which gives us good feelings, auspicious feelings, are all Swarg spaces according to Hindu philosophy or Indian philosophy in general. Jain philosophy says Swarg is like a temporary pleasure place. It's like a vacation spot, and then as soon as your account is up, account is finished, you need to come back and live your life and get rid of your karma also. So Swarg and Narak have slightly different connotations in Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, but they're very similar. Buddhism, Swarg would be a place where Buddha is born. So Sukhavati, true Pure Land Buddhism, Pure Land and true Pure Land Buddhism in Japan, they have this idea. So these are Mahayana ideas, where Swarg is that place where Buddha is born, and a soul which is trying to attain nirvana will get rebirth into a place where Buddha is already existing because of his bodhisattva character, and bodhisattva will ensure that you get nirvana. So that's a very similar but little different connotation of Swarg in Buddhism. Alright, let's keep moving. So yeah, we finished 16 now. Verse 17th. Atma sambhavitaha stabdhaha
Dhanman Madan Vitaha. So these are the demons. Yajante Nam Yadnaihi Te Dambhena Avidhi Purvak. So the demonic quality people, they are doing yajna, they are doing rituals, but how they do it? Dambhena, with lot of hypocrisy and pride, arrogance, and so on. Avidhi Purvak. They don't follow any certain procedure as laid down in the Vedas. Yajurveda or other Vedas have these detailed procedures to do yajnas. They don't follow. Demonic people, they don't follow. Yajante, they do rituals, but not properly, not in a proper process. Nama yajnahi, they do it for the namesake. Nominal yajna, nominal ritual, just for the namesake. Dhanman madan vitaha, they are full of this false pride of their wealth and their ego and false pride and so on. Madan vitaha, this mad is this arrogance of wealth and of their pride. Atma sambhavitaha stabdaha, they are self-conceited, as we say sometimes somebody is full of himself or herself. Self-mesmerized, stabda, they are just stubborn, extremely adamant, stubborn people. These are the qualities of demonic people, demonic qualities. Alright, verse 18th, chapter 16th. Ahankaram, balam, darpam. These are the, again, demonic qualities. Ahankaram, balam, darpam, kamam, krodham, cha sanshitaha, mama atma paradeheshu, pradishvantoha pradishantah abhyasuyakaha. Pradishantah asuyakaha. Asuya is what? Anasuya is a Rishi Patni in Vedas mentioned, or Vedas and Puranas. Asuya is envy or jealousy. So they are extremely envious, extremely full of negative qualities. Pradishvanti, they hate, they have this full of hatred. Ahankaram, false pride. Balam, darpam, that arrogance of their force, power. Kamam, desires, krodh, anger. They have taken surrender or refuge in these negative qualities forever, apparently. Mam atma paradeheshu. They have this hatred for the divinity inside their bodies and also in others' bodies. Mam atma paradeheshu. Atma and paradeshu. Mam is so hatred for Mam, that is Krishna is speaking. So Mam on Krishna, that is on divinity. Pradeshwantaha abhyasuyaka. So clinging to egotism, ahankar, force, balam, insolence, darpam, kamam, desire, krodham, anger, as you know. So those malicious people hate me, Mam, Krishna, hate Krishna, that is hate divinity, in their own and others' bodies. Alright, verse 19th. Tan aham dvishataha kruran sansareshu naradhaman kshipami ajasram ashubhan āsurīsh ev yonishu. Āsurishu ev yonishu. So now Bhagavan Krishna is how Bhagavan punishes such demonic people. He says, Bhagavan says, Kshipami, I throw them, I hurl them, I throw them. Where? Ajasram, that is the constantly. Ashubhan, these evil kind of people, the worst of people, I constantly. Ajasram, Ashubhan, these evil people, I throw them where? Āsurishu yonishu. The demonic lineages, demonic births, demonic wombs, I punish them by keep throwing them into these negative, evil wombs, evil lineages, evil births. Tan aham dvishataha kuru. Those cruel haters, those who hate me, I punish them like that. Those cruel haters, the demon, the worst of men, the worst of people, I constantly hurl them into the wombs of demons in the cycles of rebirth. So they are always stuck in this cycle of rebirth unless they get rid of their demonic qualities and come and develop their divine quality. Example, Prahlad was thrown into a demonic lineage, right? Āsurishu yonishu, like Bhagavan is saying. Prahlad was born into Hiranyakashipu's family. But by his development of his good qualities, he switches from being a demon to a divine person. Not again by physical characteristics, not again by physical attributes, but by his sattvic qualities, by his spiritual qualities. Verse 20th. Āsurim yonim apanna. These people who are into Āsurim yoni, the demonic lineages. Mūಢāha janmani. Every birth they remain fools. Mam aprapya eva kaunteya tatah yanti adhamam gatim. Having entered the wombs of demons, those who are deluded, mudaha, janmani, every birth, not attaining me, mam aprapya, they are not able to reach me, they are not able to connect me because of their demonic qualities. Free from their good conditions, still low, even lower, they will be pushed back by me because of their, they spiral out of control, they keep going more and more negative. Tato yanti adhamam gatim, even worse, future births, they keep getting more and more negativity. Trividham narkasya idam dwaram nashanam atmanah kamam kamah krodha tatha lobha. These are the three gates of hell. Tasmat etat trayam tyaje. So always reject the three gates of hell. What are those? Kamah, desires; krodha, anger; and lobha, greed. Anger, greed, and desire are the three entrance to the hell. Trividham narkasya idam dwaram nashanam, which leads to your peril. You perish by these three gates of hell. Kamaha, krodha, tatha lobha. Tasmat etat trayam tyaje. This is the threefold gate of hell, destructive of the self. Dwaram nashanam atmanah. Desire, anger, and greed. Therefore, one should abandon these three. Verse 22nd. Etaihi vimuktah kaunteya tamaha dwaraihi tribhihi naraha. Look at the pronunciations. Acharati atmanah shreya tatah yati param gatim. If you reject these three things, tatai etahi, therefore, vimuktah kaunteya, the free, liberated people, released from three gates of darkness, tamaha dwaraihi tribhihi naraha, one who is free from, released from three gates of darkness, Kaunteya, O Arjuna, the son of Kunti, a man does what is best for him. Acharati atmanaha shreya, the best conduct characteristics he follows, that person follows, he or she. Yataha tataha yati, and then he goes to the highest goal. Now we keep saying he, and the translator also says he, but the verbs are gender neutral in Sanskrit. So if we just say yati, goes, yati means goes, it could be he or she or it, any gender. So it's just old habit of saying he everywhere, the translation, and even I said he sometimes, but it's she and it are understood by default. It is gender neutral because they have not even specified any pronoun here. So Sanskrit is very pronoun free language. You don't have to specify he, she, or it, he or she, because they just say tatah yati param gatim, therefore goes to supreme stage, gender neutral. Beautiful, right? All right, verse 23rd, very woke in that sense, Sanskrit languages, because it is gender neutral by default. The verbs are gender neutral. All right, verse 23rd. Yah shastra vidhim utsrajya vartate kam karatah na saha siddhim avapnoti na sukham na paramgatim. One who has rejected the procedures laid down in the scriptures, vartate kamakara, that person is practicing just out of the desire, he or she, it, like I said. Na sa siddhim, that person cannot ever attain accomplishment. Na sukham, no happiness, and no supreme state, that is no moksha. Verse 23rd. That's so translator says that person who acts under the impulse of desire, casting aside the injunctions of the scriptures, does not attain perfection, nor happiness, nor the highest goal. And the last verse of chapter 16th, Daivāsura Sampad Vibhāga Yoga is the name of the chapter 16th. We reach the last verse, 24th verse. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya akarya vyavasthitau gyatva shastra vidhanuktam karma kartum iti it arhasi. It behooves you to follow the instructions laid down in the scripture. Never reject anything which is mentioned in the scripture. Tasmat, therefore, shastram pramanam. Shastra is your biggest evidence, biggest support, and biggest standard. Karya akarya, what is to be done, what is not to be done. Karya akarya. Karya, we translate in Hindi, karya means काम, but karya means that which ought to be done. Akarya, that which not to be done. that which is not supposed to be done. Vyavasthita. So all these systems are established in the scriptures, that which is to be done, that which is not to be done. Therefore, determining your standard by the scriptures as to what is and what is not to be done, knowing the scriptural injunction prescribed, you should perform action here in this world. Karma kartum iti arhasi. Right here. Karma kartum ih arhasi. Karma kartum ih, right here in this world. Arhasi. It behooves you to follow your duty as laid down in the scripture, in the Shastras, and perform your action. So that completes chapter 16. Daivāsura Sampad Vibhāga Yoga is done. So now we have only 2 chapters left. With your blessings, we'll continue after we release the full video of chapter 16. Next Sunday will be these 8 verses, and then the final chapter 16, and then we'll start chapter 17th. Thank you. And Bhagwan Jai Krishna, Bhagwan Krishna, Bhagwan Ki Jai. Today is Janmashtami, and when I'm recording this, and I'll be releasing it on Sunday, which is, I guess, extension of Janmashtami celebration. Janmashtami, 8th day of the birth of Bhagwan Krishna, who gave us the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you.